choked on my own saliva.
Please tell me we started.
Better than choking on anything else.
This is very true. Welcome back to Trust the Process. Skyler Chase, Mike Yashi, Keith Manzi here to bring you another episode. We are sitting here. Happy October, fellas. It is
It's fall now.
It is fall. It is spooky season or spoopy season, depending on who you are.
Huh?
You've never heard of spoopy season?
No.
Why not?
I've never heard of spoopy.
Spoopy is a very old meme, actually, where there was a company, like a Halloween store or something like that created a sign, and I think they meant to say spooky, and they put spoopy, and it's actually really funny. It was huge on Reddit years ago.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I didn't know.
There it is, right there. See, yeah,
originated,
it's
but-
got the two skulls. It says
Huh?
spoopy instead of spooky.
Never saw it.
People often use it as something that's scary, but also kind of funny at the same time.
It's a cute season.
It's like a ghost falling down the stairs. That's spoopy. It's like, it's spooky, but
Imagine if that's how you died and became a ghost, and then you like just forever tumbled
you
downstairs.
just kept tumbling downstairs for the rest of your existence. That would actually be really rough. So I don't know if I would.
Would that be purgatory or would that be hell?
That'll be something we'll talk about on our Christian podcast. That'll be
What
starting
podcast
very soon.
is that?
Oh wait, I'm sorry, Mike. You're not a part of that. You're not holy enough.
Thanks.
That's racist.
That what?
Wait, what? Okay, I'm confused.
Okay, no. Back to sports.
Back to sports. So it is Monday here that we were recording.
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Yeah. So
But when you're listening, it might be Wednesday.
it could be Friday. You know, it could be next Monday. You never know.
It could be 2 weeks from today. Who knows?
It's all of the above.
I am out of sorts. I apologize. That is all on me. But it is Tuesday. I was gonna say Victory Monday, but I guess I'll just say Victory Tuesday instead.
Back-to-back victory Tuesdays.
Yes, the Jacksonville Jaguars are victorious again. Mike, I just want to laugh at you real quick. Skyler, would you like to laugh with me?
I just want to say he's got like a new nickname now, kind of like how there's the hacker. We can call him Mike the Doubter.
Mike,
Hey, I'm fine with it. If I keep doubting this team and they keep proving me wrong,
Well,
let them
that's,
do it.
you know, in
AKA
2017, when we would do our picks, we made Mike pick against the Jaguars each and every week because we've noticed that trend.
Yeah, but
That's
this week,
true.
This
Good-
week
good
I did
call.
not pick against them. If you remember, I picked
Yes.
the Jags to win.
Oh, well.
And they almost lost.
Yeah,
Thanks.
gosh, thanks, Mike.
Okay, that is. If they lost, I would have gone back to that trend
You,
of
you,
picking.
you
You
picked
jerk.
them, and then Jalen Ramsey misses his first game in, 51 attempts?
Yeah, that's all on you,
Hey.
bro. But we want to laugh at you because, as you all know, the biggest Fournette hater here, Mike Yashi, was proved wrong as Fournette had the best game of his career, rushing for over 200 yards,
225.
and just making Mike look silly. But he tweeted it out. He admitted fault. Scott threw a little shade at you.
Yeah, I talked to Scott on that on his podcast yesterday, the Sports Bar podcast on Apple Podcasts. If you want to listen to that,
Very good podcast.
with Alex
like and
Turco.
Subscribe.
Yep. But I did mention that, and he did throw some shade on me on Twitter, and I owned up to it. But he still needs to be more consistent. I mean,
Well-
one game out of this is the first game he's had like this since 2017.
Yeah, and I think you should look back at 2017 more as that's what we should expect and see.
We better hope it's got to be like that all year.
Last
long.
year he was hurt and he was playing with a decrepit offensive line.
Yeah.
And so I mean, not necessarily the same story. His offensive line's healthy finally, but they haven't played together, so they don't have any continuity. So it's definitely tougher for them just to know where the other guy's going to be, who they're going to pick up on like block situations.
So I mentioned this on Scott's podcast yesterday. Can you guys guess how many yards rushing he has had through 4 games this year?
4-4-4.
Wait, including this 200-yard game?
Through 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, he's got 320.
You said what?
4-4-4.
Skyler's closest. 404 yards rushing through 4 games. Can
And
you
he's
guess?
third in the league, right?
Yeah. Can you guess how many rushing yards he had last year through 8 games?
4-4-4.
443.
Keith is closest at 439 yards.
Uh,
He's already pretty much matched what he had.
We both
through 8
went
weeks last
over,
year.
so I guess Keith
Aw.
wins the first one and we didn't win this.
Dang it.
Whatever.
Price is Right rules.
Price is Right rules.
But
yeah.
if he keeps this up, I'm changing my fantasy name to Leonard Makes Me Forny.
I mean, hey, wouldn't you like to see it? God, the balance of the offense was amazing.
I'm wearing the Fournette jersey I have to the Saints game because obviously that's going to mean a lot to him. He's from
Louisiana, yeah.
So that's going to be his game. I think he's getting ready for that.
But we can't look past the Carolina Panthers.
No, absolutely not. No, they're playing all right with their guy.
Kyle Allen, he's been impressive so far.
It's 2-0.
It's weird.
He actually beat the Texans. Their running back's a little bit more consistent than ours.
Best running back in the league.
Arguably. These next 2 weeks with
our
Kamara,
defense has got to step up because
and McCaffrey, yeah.
Well, Ramsey should be back.
Hopefully his back injury.
2 days rest,
serious.
one for the win, one for the Tuesday normal day off. So hopefully he's had some time to rest.
They're not reporting until Wednesday. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Monday and Tuesday, they're off those days. So hopefully that means that's a good sign for him. So we'll wait and see for that.
And it's not like the Panthers are fully healthy. I mean, we're healthier than them.
I mean, they're missing their quarterback just like we are. So.
Yeah, I feel more confident about Minshew than Allen, but do they have KK Short or whatever? I don't know what position.
Kawan Short? I don't think so. He's on IR, yeah.
Kawan Short's
he's
still on season-ending IR.
Yeah, so he tore his rotator cuff. But
so that's going to open up holes for Leonard.
You would hope. Because you got, and we talked about this 2 weeks ago. The offensive line needs to step up. And I think they played really well when they put Will Richardson in as left guard.
Yeah.
And when they put him in, holes opened up, and Leonard went off.
They also, Leonard said, they had a lot of focus and emphasis on run blocking this week, So hopefully that's going to be their focus moving forward because obviously when we were down, it wasn't like we had to just sling it everywhere just to come back. We were able to just run our offense, and, if we're able to build that as an identity – and with Minshew, the way he can throw, I think we could build a good team. And, I think this game surely gave him confidence. I think that last run against Tennessee gave him confidence. That 69, because that's the whole thing is you keep running and running and running, and then, the big one's going to come eventually. Yeah. We saw Armstead get subbed in more too. I think that helped balance it more. But I think
the only reason Armstead was in is because Fournette was exhausted.
Yeah, the altitude's going to get to you.
Not Denver, even after that long. What was it?
You're going to get tired a lot quicker, and it was nice to see him. He made a few good plays.
But yeah, I think that's what the team was waiting for was for Fournette to actually have some bigger runs just to actually take him out. Where prior games they would probably just keep him in for all those snaps because we talked about how. We thought he was probably in too much, but they probably were just trying to get him to, somehow get his body back into shape. I mean, missing the preseason, I think, does hurt. I mean,
I agree.
So, I mean, they delayed their bodies getting to, a body in motion stays in motion, a body at rest stays at rest. So, when they're resting in the preseason, the first few games, Kansas City, they played in the preseason. They're ready to go. They're rolling already.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting to see us roll on defense,
I still am questioning this defense a little bit.
I mean, we didn't have Ramsey, so there's holes on Herndon's.
I'm not talking about the secondary. I'm talking about the pass rush. There were moments.
They're complementary.
Do you want to introduce our new segment, Mike's Mad Minute?
I mean, there's a few things we can do that.
I think we're gonna do this. So after last episode, where Mike was mad the entire time, we decided it would be smart to allocate him 1 minute to pop off.
We have a timer for it too.
We do. And on your cue, Mike, you can go ahead whenever.
All right. So my main concern with this defense is the fact that we are not generating a pass rush. Because I know Unique Ngakoue. Last week, we had 9 sacks, I believe it was, led by against Tennessee, led by Calais Campbell. This week, I don't think we had maybe 2 sacks. I don't
think we got any.
I don't think we got any either. So my concern is the pass rush because secondary's best friend is usually a good pass rush. And with no pass rush, it leads to the secondary being picked on. A.k.a. Trey Herndon got picked on by Joe freaking Flacco, who is I don't understand how we cannot bring him down. Another concern of mine is the penalties. The penalties need to stop. The coaching has got to get after these players. Cam Robinson, what the hell are you doing? Like, just stop trying to fight players after the whistle. That almost cost us the game-winning field goal with Lambeau. And the fact that Fournette was the one that was calm in that situation is sad. And there's my Madden minute.
All right, that was actually really good. So, Mike went maybe a half second over, but hey,
okay.
We'll forgive him. We'll forgive him this time.
He's always got to get that last extra push in there. I just have some comments, I guess, on what you're saying. I mean, it makes sense, yeah. Like, I get the concern. I think without Ramsey there, they were able to feel more comfortable, obviously, and, like, we were in a different defense, essentially, and they have the guys on defense in Denver to prepare for our pass rush, too. So, I mean, it's not like, their offensive line's pressing.
What really annoyed me is the fact that our offensive line just allowed the Broncos to finally get their first 3-4 sacks of the year.
I mean,
that was very annoying too.
It's annoying, but it's gonna happen. You can't always stop those guys, and 2 of those hits were probably
illegal.
Yeah, from Chubb. So I mean,
not just Chubb. It wasn't. It was someone else. It wasn't Chubb. Chubb went low on one of them, but there was another one.
Chubb's out for the year, right?
He tore his ACL, which
karma,
is insane.
I guess.
How he played on that torn ACL, but I'm very cautious right now about this Jaguars team. Granted, I think they have the most momentum in the division, but I'm still very cautious about this franchise and going forward.
So, next week, Carolina, what's the biggest thing you're concerned about?
Christian McCaffrey.
Okay, and so do you think we'll be able to stop him with the defense line?
No, because I think he's going to catch balls out of the backfield, and I don't know who's going to stop him.
I mean, Quincy Williams is
fast, but he's going to get exhausted. McCaffrey is a stud.
Quincy Williams came into my Chick-fil-A the other day, just an FYI. He bought 10 sandwiches and a Cobb salad.
10 sandwiches?
For
himself?
I mean, not all for himself. It was for other people. He thought he bought fries, too, and I told him he didn't, and he kind of looked upset, and then he left. And I was like, sorry, bro, it's a Saturday. We're busy. But, yeah, no, I agree. McCaffrey's going to be tough to stop.
He's the leading rusher in the league, or leading running back in the league. He's also on my fantasy team, so I'm really hoping he goes off, but not really. I don't know. I'm iffy on that.
That's rude.
No, I'm kidding.
I hate fantasy.
I have the Jaguars defense as fantasy, so...
Oh, that's different, but I'm saying
I
this
hope
week...
they get 5 interceptions and win the game.
Oh, I would love that. I would love that. But no, I think McCaffrey's going to be the biggest problem for this Jaguars defense to stop. Because... McCaffrey is a stud. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can go up the middle. He can go up to the sides. He's going to make our defense feel exhausted. And Kyle Allen has not looked bad either in the 2 games that he's played this year as starter.
Yeah, well, we'll just have to see.
Yeah. I think obviously it's going to be hard for us to win 3 in a row, especially with a young quarterback. Redundant, but whatever. I mean, and then we play Teddy Bridgewater and Saints week after, but we don't want to get ahead, obviously. So, I mean, obviously the focus is going to be McCaffrey. They've done better in defending the run. I'm trying to think who's Philip Lindsay didn't do much last week, and Royce Freeman, and so I get you're upset about Joe Flacco throwing on us, but it was a different situation. We didn't have our starting cornerback either, so it's easier to game plan for that when
I just wonder what's going to happen
is creating 2 game plans.
If Kyle Allen and Ron Rivera are going to try to attack Trey Herndon if he's playing instead of Ramsey. Will he throw to DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel? Greg Olsen could be a problem too because the Jags have had some issues with tight ends. There's going to be some... I'm personally a little worried about the Carolina game. Some people are looking forward, past it, go straight to the Saints game.
How do you think our offense matches up against their defense?
Honestly, I've not kept up with the defense, so I can't comment on that, but I can pull up their games recently.
They played Arizona.
Arizona's a joke.
Yeah.
They didn't tie Arizona. That was
the Lions.
That was the Lions.
That was the Leonis.
So let me pull up. You guys keep talking while I pull this up.
So how's your day going?
It's going pretty good. How about yours?
They lost to the Rams by 3 points.
I think the Rams are kind of being exposed right now with their bad quarterback play.
Jared Goff, not being that good.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys where I just thought,
guess what?
He's pretty good, right? And then it's
Blake Bortles time. He's Andy
God, if
Dalton.
Blake Bortles starts for them, that'd be the
Bortles time and then John Wolford time. Boom.
There's so many backups.
They lost to the Bucks by 6 on that Thursday night game.
Well, the Bucks are starting to look better and better.
Jesus.
They beat the Cardinals by 18, which is not really saying much. And then they beat the who did they just play this past week? The Texans.
Yeah.
And they got after Watson too, so that also concerned. They did get after Watson. So I'm a little concerned with that. Our offensive line, if Richardson's in, if Will Richardson is in, I think that really helps Minshew and Fournette lead the ground game.
Yeah.
Less people in the box.
It would be really nice to see a balance right off the bat, where they're able to just move the ball. That drive, that was 16 play, 10-minute drive, that was beautiful. That was
gorgeous.
One of the best drives in Jaguars history.
Top 5 for me.
You can't. I mean, the situation coming out of halftime, you're down. You get a big turnover right before halftime to switch momentum, and then you come back out and just dominate that drive and wear them out for the rest of the game. Like, they literally could not do anything else on defense after that. The very next drive, they were so worn out. We just took it down 3 plays, 93 yards or whatever. So,
and it's not like it was fueled by penalties either.
No.
It was just a nice drive.
Yeah.
But
so just one last note on the Jags against the Broncos. What was your favorite moment from the game?
Favorite moment? It's the Minshew touchdown where he's scrambling in the pocket.
Dang it.
That's a stereotypical answer.
I know, but the Leo run is my most relieving moment. That big
pick
one.
The interception.
One moment to just from the game to remember. Like everything else gets erased. You pick one moment.
Yeah, that Minshew pass play. I think that play, they're already comparing it to Brett Favre's scramble and such, and it's like that play could be iconic in Jaguars history depending on how this guy plays in the future. I mean, I don't want to say just with what could happen in the future, that play, we could look back in history and say, that's one of those moments in his rookie year, his first comeback, he did that. So,
okay.
That's
mine. Fine. Mine will just be the field goal to win the game because I was on the edge of the couch and I was excited.
You love Lambeau.
I was excited.
Who doesn't love Lambeau?
Did you see that interview he did in the locker room?
Oh,
yeah,
I
didn't see it.
Great. And,
it was awesome.
And did you see the dance that he had when they told him we'll see you on Wednesday? He was dancing like a very white man. It was funny.
All right,
good.
Mike.
My favorite, and
Kick
this
off.
is not no. My favorite, and what no one is talking about, was on that third down play
Coin toss
by Minshew.
Oh, the scrambled.
The scramble to the right, and Minshew is leading a receiver to come to him, and out of nowhere, Keelan Cole makes his first catch of the year. And if you look at the replay, Keelan Cole's on the left side of the field.
Yeah.
He came all the way down.
And he
to
go
help
like a
Minshew.
wheel route almost.
He literally did a wheel route and stayed there.
Got their first catches.
And went straight to the right and caught it from Minshew. And the fact that Minshew was able to escape the pressure and direct the receiver to him, if it was Blake Bortles, he would have been sacked.
Yeah.
He would have tried to lead a receiver to him, or he would have probably ran for that.
If it's Nick Foles, he's sacked too at the same time.
Nick Foles would have probably thrown a dart to the end zone, but
I don't know.
I don't know.
Nick Foles would have broken 5 of his collarbones already.
That's just messed up, man.
Nah, I mean, I know it sounds messed up.
But that moment for me, I was
guy.
like, okay, we got a guy who can lead us down the field, can adjust when needed, and try direct receivers to come to him, which is huge for a quarterback. So he's got the tools. Hopefully he can keep this up. Just take it one game at a time.
There's nothing saying that he's not going to either.
As of right now, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's like defenses can try to catch up, but I think he's a smart enough guy to understand what some of these defenses will be doing to him, so he can adjust. So I think, it's the guy we can look forward to having in the future. And I mean, we'll have a conversation later down the road, I'm sure, about who's gonna still be here.
Probably in 2 weeks.
We will see.
2-3 weeks.
So switching gears to college football, we haven't really talked much about that this year. Mike and I, for obvious reasons.
Mike and I.
Skyler, we just want to mute him. But, hey, we want to get some in there for you. So Florida, as you know,
I'm not as arrogant as most Gator fans.
This is true.
You are so accurate on that.
God. Florida right now is 10th in the country. They on
dropped
number 7.
They're the UCF of college football, man.
They dropped after getting
undefeated, and they just keep dropping. It's bias.
Yeah. That's,
Well, I mean, you've played literally no one.
They played
Miami is not good.
Struggled against
Kentucky,
Miami.
the powerhouse in Tennessee from the 90s.
Little League, Tennessee Martin, and Tennessee. I don't know which one's worse, Tennessee or Tennessee Martin.
Tennessee is the Dallas of college football.
Dallas actually winning.
Like the Dallas Cowboys, they live off their 90s moments, and that's exactly what
they've got
Tennessee
some
does.
moments recently, but...
Yeah.
But anyway, Auburn's coming up, number 7 team in the country, number
7.
5 LSU, number 3 Georgia, and number 17.
Oh, I thought it said okay.
No, not 17.
Yeah, it's a 17.
My bad. But you got 3 ranked opponents coming up, and then South Carolina. And Will Muschamp reunion.
Maybe that's his game. He gets fired.
But that would be funny. So you got 3 very, very tough games coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you see as being the easiest? Well, no, I won't say the easiest. The least difficult and the most difficult.
Of just the ranked matchups, correct?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not counting South Carolina.
I think Auburn, you probably have the best chance of winning. Got a freshman quarterback coming into the swamp. Toughest, obviously, LSU going to Death Valley at night. But I think this is what Mullen gets his players to thrive off of too. This is what makes college football great, is these matchups, and that's why he's getting the players he wants, to come play, that are really high enthusiastic players and such. I think the LSU game's probably going to be the funnest to watch. I think Georgia, too, the Georgia game, I think we have a really good chance of winning, despite Georgia always being the third team, whatever. But that you never know what's going to happen in that matchup.
Do you think there's a chance? What do you think is more likely? Florida winning all 3 matchups against those ranked teams, or losing all 3 ranked matchups?
I think it's more likely they win all 3.
Really?
Yeah, just because it's college football, I don't think they lose all 3.
I'm just saying, if you had to pick one, win all 3 or lose all 3, what's more likely?
I think they win all 3. It's more likely to win all 3 just because they have a higher motivation to do so.
I think they're likely to lose all 3, to be honest with you, because the schedule they've had this year, not looking good. These are the 3 games they have. I can see them blowing all 3
Do you
games.
think that Trask is
That's the
been
thing,
given a
Trask.
true test yet, or is this Auburn game going to be his first test?
This is
I think it was this will obviously be his first true test, but coming into the Kentucky game, being down and being able to come back from that and stay consistent
in a hostile environment.
that was a really good sign. He's not necessarily flashy. He's safe. He's smart with the ball. And we have enough playmakers on offense to where you can get a guy in space and let him do his thing. Van Jefferson, Tyree Cleveland, so many guys that like we got Coney and then Pierce and such. Although Coney, I think's hurt. Tony.
2012.
Yeah, sorry. I always it's Kadarius Toney. I think he's hurt right now, but he should be coming back. And I think C.J. Henderson, one of us, should be coming back from injury too or so. I need to research that more, but we are playing a little bit and hurt. But I think Auburn is our best chance to win. I think with momentum of that going into LSU, that kind of helps the game. I think if we lose to Auburn, then losing all 3 definitely is more likely of a possibility. But I don't see us losing to Auburn.
Is that game day?
Yep.
Yeah.
Game day is going to Gainesville this weekend.
Yeah.
Going down? No?
No.
You got to work, right?
Yeah. My boss is going to the Carolina game, Jags Carolina.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
this weekend too.
Yeah, because his
Must be nice.
his partner, his mother-in-law's partners for Brooks DeHart Trucking Company. They're from the North Carolina area,
yeah.
so they have suites for the Panthers and they have suites for the Jaguars for their clients and such. So,
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
but yeah, so college football is nice too.
Yeah, Mike, let's transition to you, shall we? We've got Florida State, and we've got 2 wins in a row under our belt.
Winning streak, baby.
Louisville and NC State.
Honestly,
we
should
have
have been
2 straight bye weeks with one actually we don't play a game and one where we actually quote play a game. I'm not going to say we're actually going to play against Clemson, but we'll take the L there. But
So
after
next
that, you
3
got
games.
Wake Forest, Syracuse, Miami. You think we can squeak out a win against Wake?
Hey, Mike, what's
I'm a
more
little
likely?
worried about Wake this year because they're ranked for the first time since I can remember. But to be fair, Florida State should have been 3 and they should have had 4-game winning streak. They should have not lost to Virginia. That game pissed me off to no end. That game actually pissed me off more than Boise State, and we blew a 31-point lead in that game. Actually, it was 18-point lead. But
I was gonna say, wait, what?
It was 18-point lead. Sorry.
You were up 31-0.
I didn't think we were up that much.
18-point lead. I'm sorry, but that Virginia game pissed me off. But we looked a lot better this week against NC State than the previous 4 weeks. Our defense finally is getting together. Great, and the bye week comes at the right time. We are destroyed with injuries. James Blackman is dealing with a knee injury. Alex Hornibrook took over. He looked okay. He didn't look impressive to me. Like you said, we have a bye week this week. And also Clemson. I think we may keep up with them in the first quarter. After that, no. It's going to be all Clemson all day. Wake Forest, I'm very concerned because... Actually, to be honest, I don't even know much about Wake Forest. So the fact that they're ranked.
Hey, me neither, bro.
The fact that they're ranked. But if Cam Akers can get going, then I can see them going...
Okay, Wake Forest hasn't played anybody, so it's okay.
Well, they played UNC, who almost beat Clemson this year.
UNC almost... Didn't they lose to App State?
I don't know.
They did. They lost to Appalachian State.
All right, Mike. So the next 3 games, do you think the Florida State's more likely to win all 3 or lose all 3 between Clemson?
I'll answer that one. I'm going to say lose all
well,
3.
Technically lose all 3 because we got Clemson on the schedule. So
Clemson, Wake, we could easily both lose, and I can see us just
shitting the
laying an egg against Syracuse just because.
Yeah, because the fact that Clemson's... So how about
but
we don't
beat
count
Miami
Clemson?
by like 30.
How about we don't count Clemson? If we don't count Clemson, I can see us winning
So that would be Wake Forest, Syracuse, and Miami.
Because Miami is garbage. They are... Every year they're overrated.
I mean, we're garbage too.
They're even worse. I think they're not good. They're not... I don't think they've... How many games do they won? 2?
They have a good defense.
They've actually won 2 games, yeah. Against
okay.
Bethune-Cookman and Central Michigan. I'm
Chippewas.
comfortable with them. Yeah. And they play Miami... I'm sorry, they play Virginia Tech this week, so...
Let's see how they do against the Virginians.
Yeah, and then Georgia Tech and then Pitt. Yeah, I'm comfortable. I'll say we'll win 3 of the next 4 compared to winning all 4 because we're not beating Clemson.
Do we beat Alabama State by more than 10?
Yes. That's sad it took me that long to answer
Good
that.
Lord.
I mean, Florida State has a pretty solid offense. It's just their defense can't hold a lead. If you guys could get a stop on defense, you could get the ball back and get some more points. I mean...
The defense played well last week. I'll give them that. Although the last play of the game was... I'm sorry, that was a Louisville game. That was embarrassing. But I think Florida State is on the uptick. For some reason, I have hope in this team. For some reason.
So keep Willie Taggart is what you're saying.
They're going to keep Willie Taggart regardless. They're not paying him $17.5 million to fire him.
Mike, we have a little MLB update for you right now.
Yeah, my World Series champ is looking good.
It is 8:47 p.m. and it's the top of the 3rd, and the Milwaukee Brewers are currently beating my Washington Nationals 3-0.
I'm sorry, Keith, but the World Series champs are about to...
Max Scherzer decided to shit the bed and decided that he forgot how to pitch, which he wasn't healthy. I didn't want them to start him tonight. I wanted them to start Strasburg or Corbin because, hey, those guys have been great this year, and Scherzer's coming back from an injury, but... hey, I know y'all don't care about baseball, so let me not bore you. But I do want to ask Skyler, what's next for the Cubbies? Joe Maddon is gone. They got a few guys deserve some contracts this offseason, right?
Isn't he going to the Angels from what I saw?
Nah, they shot that down. Yeah, they shot that down.
After they fired the coach for 1 year, kind of doesn't help their case.
He might go to Pittsburgh because he's a Pennsylvania guy, from what I heard. I don't know. Obviously, we got to get a manager. Theo said it's not going to be a complete blow up, but there will be change. So, whatever that means, we'll see.
I've been there. I'm sitting here on the brink that if we lose this game tonight, we just offered Anthony Rendon a 7-year contract. I wouldn't be surprised if he's like, you know what? I'm tired of this team just sucking in the playoffs, so I'm just going to walk. Because, 3rd inning, we have 1 hit, and it's Howie Kendrick, of all people.
I'm batting 1,000 in the playoffs this year.
Well, what a stud muffin. No.
Mike Moustakas.
I really do hate myself. The Moose. We won't bore you with any more baseball. I did want to touch on a little local real quick. The Jacksonville University Dolphins just came off a win against Ave Maria, 42-28 this past weekend.
Isn't that the opera?
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, they traveled to Dayton, Ohio to take on the Flyers of Dayton this Saturday at noon for the first PFL league game that night. So hoping for a win for them there. UNF, they have no one on the schedule again for the, I don't know, billionth week in a row.
70th year. Soon, UNF students and fans, soon.
Tomorrow night, or whenever you're listening to this, will be tomorrow. So Wednesday night is Art Walk. It is Halloween themed, so definitely check that out if you are able to. I will be there. Anything else local that we can think of? I've seen some construction to the Durbin Crossing area that's going to be huge, like bigger than the town center.
Are you talking about like Racetrack Road?
And 9B.
Or Bartram?
Yeah, like out there. It's going to be bigger than the town center, they said.
Yeah. They're going to have like a movie theater there soon and stuff. It's just sad because I remember when all those was forest.
Yeah, I remember when the town center was forest. I mean,
that's a good point.
I remember when it used to be just Costco. I remember when it used to be like just the Bonos right there, and then it was just trees. And then we're like, what's this road they're building? And then Toys R Us popped in. And it was like, the end was near.
And then Dick's popped up out of nowhere, and I was like, whoa, Dick's.
That probably got you excited, didn't you?
I love Dick's.
Our last segment here is actually a little bit of a pop culture on Reddit this past week, or actually I think it was just yesterday. It was somebody by the name of Mr. Marty posted food mascots and whether or not I'd be able to kick their ass, and it's a chart. I will post the chart so that you all can see it, and it's a chart of a bunch of different cereals and other products of food that he thinks that he could either kick their ass, not kick their ass, or it'd be a fair fight. So, for example, completely would kick his ass would be the Green Giant and Tony the Tiger, which I would agree with that. I mean, those guys are giant. On the complete other end of the spectrum, he could definitely kick the Quaker ass.
And the Gerber baby. Pillsbury Doughboy.
I mean, understandable, fair fight. The KFC Colonel. I don't know if I agree with that one.
Just from what we read earlier about how brutal and vicious the Colonel was about getting the recipe right.
Yeah, throwing chicken on the floor when it wasn't up to his standards. I feel like he'd put up a pretty decent fight.
Yeah, I thought Wendy's was bad.
Yeah.
Right,
I think you could grab her by the pigtails and just swing her around and watch her fly.
I meant their chicken standards.
Oh.
But
dang,
yeah,
man, I like their chicken.
You like their chicken?
Yeah. So, like, what other ones would you guys add to this?
Let's see. So I pulled up a list of food mascots. I don't know why.
I could definitely kick Little Debbie's ass.
Little Debbie's on here.
Like, I could punch her in the face and she'd cry, and I could see her.
There's the Starbucks girl. There is the
Now she's like Medusa though, isn't she?
I don't know, man.
I feel like her little snakes would just like
she's a mermaid.
There's the Vlasic bird thing from the pickles.
The
stork, yes.
I think he would win.
He'd peck you to death, just like
Little
Toucan
Debbie,
Sam
Little Caesar,
would. Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Snap, Crackle, Pop.
You think they'd put up a fight? There's three of them, but they're small.
Yeah, I mean the fact that there's three, I don't know if I can handle that threesome.
Okay, Toucan Sam.
Toucan Sam, I said, would peck you to death, so I think he would win that.
Wendy's, you said ponytails.
What about like the Publix dinosaur thing? You think he's too?
That's
friendly?
old.
You can't beat a dinosaur. I mean, unless
if it's
asteroid.
a me, I would say asteroid, whatever. Like,
yeah, but you had to be
but
that
the Geico
asteroid.
gecko, and then that technically a dinosaur.
That's not food though.
Yeah, but isn't he technically a dinosaur?
Aunt Jemima.
But he's not dino.
Aunt Jemima? Oh man, I wouldn't want to beat her ass. I didn't want to invite her over and make me pancakes.
She'd slap the crap out of you.
My favorite one. Remember
She'd slap you next week.
Remember the icy bear?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The icy bear.
He
would murder you.
What about the Cheerio bee?
Cheerio bee, isn't it? Yeah.
Would
sting you?
I mean, he wouldn't want your blood rate to rise because he's concerned about your
high
cholesterol.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
He's probably on cocaine, so probably. Yeah,
probably beat the shit out of us. Yeah. And last but not least, Jared from Subway.
Depends on what gender and what age
How old
and what position you may be in.
That's enough out of that. But I'm definitely gonna post that so you guys can see this great chart. It's gold. If you have any others to add, please do. It's gonna be pretty funny. It's definitely one of those things that'll die out in a week, but we're gonna enjoy it.
Clearly it hasn't because I see that it posted. Is that the one that posted?
No, it posted one day ago.
Oh, never mind.
This is just, that.
That's when he joined.
Yeah, so...
But I would want to make one comment about Kool-Aid Man. He's got him in between fair fight, and they would absolutely kick my arse.
Just say ass.
How do you censor that, but you don't censor threesome and stuff like that?
Oh my god.
Anyway, yeah, Kool-Aid guy in between fair fight, and they would kick my ass.
He's
what do you gotta
he's
say
the
about
weight of an elephant, and he's 6'4". There's no way it wouldn't be close to a fair fight. You wouldn't be able to damage him unless if you took like a baseball bat or something.
If you think about it, he is a glass pitcher that is able to break through brick walls without breaking. How thick is his glass? You know, you're not doing anything with that. Hey, shut up, computer.
Yeah, no.
I know I have updates I need, but whatever.
You can throw whatever. You could probably shoot stuff at him, and it's not breaking. And
what about I could definitely kick the hamburger helper guy's ass.
Yeah.
That hand is creepy, man. I feel like that would turn into a fist.
Don't even say anything, Skyler, because I feel like you're going somewhere with that. We're gonna stop right there because I don't want. No. Keith, send us home.
So thank you.
No fingers for the shocker. So
oh my god!
It's definitely a fair, easy chance to win.
Thank you all for listening. Again, like and subscribe if you don't. Mike, one more thing.
Nope, can't say it. I wasn't. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Game picks, since we're probably not gonna record by the game. Jags, Panthers, who wins?
I'd go Jags.
I'm always going Jags.
I'm going Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers because I think he's going to run off.
All right, hopefully Mike's wrong so we can laugh at him again.
And Christian McCaffrey goes off and
Mike's Mad Minute.
I don't call Mike the doubter Yazigi for nothing.
Yazgi.
Yazgi.
God, we've done this for how long? You still can't pronounce my name?
JJ.
What's my middle name?
Brandon, if you guys are listening, Yazigi is here to stay. But,
no, it is not.
Thank you guys for listening, and as always, trust the process.